find out if tonight's Out in the Open panel thinks that Senator Obama's heritage is going to get in the way of winning over black voters. With us tonight is Ellen Johnson. She's the president of American Atheists, also a political scientist. The Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson is the founder and president of Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny, or BOND, which focuses on community outreach. He's also a syndicated radio host, been a guest here before. And we also welcome back Air America host Rachel Maddow. First of all, before we get into this idea of is Barack Obama black enough to win over the African-American vote, take a look at the way that Saturday Night Live treated it this past weekend.
I have an African name, Barack. But in high school, you went by Barry.
Moving down.
You married a black woman.
Moving up.
But in the past, you dated white women.
Still moving up.
Well, it's all comedy, but it's a serious subject. I was talking about with Melissa. Does he, Reverend Peterson, have the depth of experience, the depth of African-American experience to really have the trust of African-American voters?
Let me say, the whole idea of him being black enough is racist within itself. You know, we are Americans, and this issue of the focus on race should be outdated. When they say, if he's black, is he black enough? And I shop to say he's not one of us. What they're saying is that he doesn't hate white folks. He's not blaming white Americans for his problems. He's
not an angry
black
activist.
He's not an angry black person blaming white Americans for their problems, telling black folks that you need more governmental programs, entitlement programs. And so when you're not that type of a black person, you're rejected by the black community, and that's what's happening here.
Rachel, do you have any doubt that he does care deeply about African-American issues and would act on them if he became president?
It's interesting. The reason that we know he's black enough in terms of answering the question is because nobody's talking about what he thinks about the war. You know, nobody's talking even about what he thinks about issues that are traditionally of concern to the African-American community. All we're doing is talking about his race. And so clearly his race is enough to be a major factor in his candidacy, if that's how we define enough. Barack Obama is going to be of interest because of his race to everybody in the country, because minority candidates are very rare at the presidential level. The question of whether or not I think he's going to grab the black vote and the progressive vote more broadly is whether or not he's going to take real policy positions on those real issues and fight for those issues, regardless of what his biography is.
You know, when you look at the two front runners in this race, Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, Hillary in some polls is leading 3-1 in terms of African Americans who would vote for her. Here's what a CBS News poll found recently in terms of support. 52% of African Americans polled said they would vote for Hillary Clinton. 28% would vote for Barack Obama. Ellen, what's that all about?
That's amazing, because I think that people are so ready for a change right now, and they want a fresh face, whether it's a whether it's a woman or it's a black man. I think they're ready for. I think that they would definitely vote for Barack Obama for president or Hillary Rodham Clinton for president. I think it's about time, and I think that we'll see that.
Reverend Peterson, go ahead.
The only reason that they're supporting Hillary Clinton.
One more thing. Being black, and it's not a racist issue. I think that black people are going to be
to focus on the black color is a racist issue.
It's a wonderful
thing for
black people to see a black person running for office.
No, how about just being an American? I want to vote for the man, even though I don't agree with Barack Obama's politics, but I want to vote for a man who agrees with my values and my politics. It doesn't matter what color that person is.
Let me ask you this question. This lack of support for Obama in the African-American community, is any of that rooted in the idea that Hillary Clinton has had that locked up through herself and her relationship with Bill Clinton for a number of years, and they're finding reasons to not like Barack?
If you remember, they called Bill Clinton the first black president. And the reason that they called him the first black president is because Bill Clinton made black folks feel good about being racist toward white Americans. He made them feel good about being wrong. He gave them entitlement programs, and so black folks, not all of course, but most of them love politics who caters to them rather than correcting them. And so Hillary is kind of riding on the heels of Bill Clinton.
We're going to have to leave this topic for now, but we've got a lot more to talk about over the course of the hour, so all of you stay right there. And atheist Ellen Johnson is here with us, Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson, and radio talk show host Rachel Maddow. So let me turn to you first of all, Ellen. Do atheists bring this on themselves by going to the Supreme Court with campaigns like trying to take the words "under God" out of the pledge, trying to take the words "in God we trust" off of the currency? You're 1 to 3% of the population. Why are you so noisy?
By trying to uphold the Constitution of the United States. I think that's being a good citizen. I think that we should be applauded for it. However, most atheists are in the closet, unfortunately. We haven't seen that. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And when atheists start coming out more and more, then we'll see more problems. But what the problem really is, and what it stems from, is that religion is losing out in America, and the religious know it. There's empty pew syndrome, there's a lot of competition among religions, and there's just a modern life. People are not going to church like they should, so the churches have to go to where the people are. The military is under siege, the prisons are under siege, the workplaces are under siege, and the public schools are under siege. And the religious are getting very angry, and they're fighting back, and when they see an atheist who tries to uphold the Constitution and challenge them when they break the law, then there are all kinds of problems. And mind you, they also go after religious people. In Pontotoc, Mississippi, when a Christian woman said that organized prayers in that school, the public school systems there, were wrong, and she challenged it, they went after her with a vengeance.
Right.
Bishop John Shelby Spong received 15 death threats because of his liberal views. So it's not just atheists.
Reverend Pearson, you're losing out? Is that why you're discriminating against these people?
Atheists are hypocrites. What they're trying to do is impose their godless lifestyle upon Americans, and especially upon Christians. This great country was built on the idea of God, family, and Constitution, and they want to change that. Now, if they want to be an atheist, it's okay to do that, but just go and do it, and don't try to change America. Remove God out of the lives of everybody. And Christians are just fighting back, and real fast. We saw the same thing with the radical homosexual movement. They decided to come out of the closet, and what they did was they imposed their lifestyle upon Americans. Now they have redefined the family.
She was with you for a second,
that.
and now you've lost. Hey, let me just read an email that we got here. This is obviously from an atheist who talks about this idea of who has rights to do what. He writes, quote, "You ask atheists not to impose on your rights to have prayer in school and to have God in the Pledge of Allegiance. Atheists ask you not to impose on their rights to have prayer taken out of school and to have God taken out of the Pledge of Allegiance. On what basis do you assume that your rights should be taken as precedents over an atheist?" Well, obviously, Christians are in the overwhelming majority when it comes to Christians versus atheists, but does the Constitution, Rachel, not only give you freedom of religion, but freedom from religion?
The Constitution gives you freedom from religion. It creates a government that is explicitly non-religious.
So it should be equal rights, yes?
You can say that America is a Christian nation in the sense that America is a Christian majority nation. You're right, but we have a secular government. And the way we protect religion in this country, and the way we have become such a religious country, is by protecting religion, by keeping it utterly separate from the public sphere and from government. And so there's
that's not the American way, though.
Yes, it is.
We have Christianity in the public schools first.
We're running out of time, so make it quick.
There's not equality among religions under the American government. There is freedom from religion. Freedom from religion is what we have.
Let me ask this question. There is a common perception among Christians, or at least a common case that Christians sometimes make, that atheists, because they do not believe in God, are morally compromised. Are you morally compromised?
No, that's just bigotry. They know who atheists are. I have to respectfully disagree with Mr. Dawkins, Professor Dawkins. The theists know very well who we are, and they're not misinterpreting us or misunderstanding us. That's just bigotry. And in order to make religious people feel better, they have to say lies.
Where do you get your morals from? Christians get their morals from God, from the Bible, from God. Where do you get yours from?
It's not about where we get our ethics from.
Where do you get them from? It's a question. That is a question. Where do you get them from?
The idea that we don't have ethics is not borne out. No one sees that. We're not the ones that are, abusing children. Professionally religious people aren't any more ethics.
I've got to call a time out here, folks. We're not done yet because there's a lot more to talk about. Wait until you see the case.